conference will now be recorded.
Okay, everyone, the special council meeting of June 27, 2022 will now please come to order. Just a note for those of you who wish to address council tonight via this usual format, council is asking that you please use the chat feature now to let Clerk Taylor know that you have a comment, and you will be called on during the comment portion of the meeting. If you are calling on a phone or do not have access to the chat feature, we will give directions during the public comment portion of our meeting to provide the opportunity for you to speak. Will the clerk please call the roll?
Mr. Broussard.
Present.
Ms. Gilchrist. Mr. Glassburn.
Here.
Ms. Heeman.
Here.
Mr. Kelly.
Here.
Mr. Limpert. Mr. Scarl.
Here.
Ms. Williamson.
Here.
Mr. President, you're on mute.
Sorry about that. I was muted. Would the clerk please ask for the roll for Councilwoman Gilchrist, who has arrived, and I believe Councilman Limpert has also arrived.
Sure. Mr. Limpert.
Present.
Ms. Gilchrist.
Here.
Great, we did it. Thank you. Moving into council committee reports, Councilwoman Williamson, Chairwoman of the Public Safety, Health and Welfare Committee. Do you have a report this evening?
Thank you, Mr. President. The Health Committee met this evening at 7:57 p.m. to recommend approval of Resolution 2022-55 to all of council. And the recommendation from the committee is to not approve Resolution 2022-55 by a vote of 2-1. And the committee concluded at 6:58 p.m. Thank you.
Thank you, Councilwoman. Can I just get a clarification? I was under the impression that Councilman Limpert was not present for that meeting, the meeting 5-10 minutes ago, nor the vote, unless I missed it.
Mr. Limpert is not part of the committee.
Right. You're right. I'm sorry about that.
That's okay.
Okay. All right.
But thank you for clarifying, because I thought that he was there. Again, I was trying to go by the small.
Yeah. No, I understand. That was Mr. Limpert was on the safety committee in 2021, and I'm living in the past. So thank you.
Thank you.
Of course. For our audience members and anyone who is joining our meeting via phone, I would just ask that you please mute your devices because we are experiencing some periodic feedback. Thank you. Councilman Limpert, Chairman of the Building, Zoning, and Development Committee, do you have a report this evening?
No report this evening, Mr. President. Thank you.
Thank you. Councilman Glassburn, Chairman of the Finance Committee, do you have a report this evening?
No, I do not, Mr. President. Thank you.
Thank you. Councilwoman Heeman, Chairwoman of the Recreation, Public Parks, and Buildings Committee, do you have a report this evening?
No, I do not. Thank you, Mr. President.
Thank you. Councilman Kelly, Chairman of the Streets and Transportation Committee, do you have a report this evening?
No report this evening. Thank you.
Thank you. Councilman Scarl, Chairman of the Environmental Control Committee, do you have a report this evening?
No report, Mr. President. Thank you.
Thank you. And Councilwoman Gilchrist, Chairwoman of the Intergovernmental Relations Committee, do you have a report this evening?
I do not. Thank you, Ms. President.
Thank you. Are there any letters or communications to come before council at this time?
No, Mr. President.
Thank you. We will now move into audience participation, and I want to thank you for joining tonight's special council meeting. As I've said in the past, public comment offers the opportunity for members of the public to share information and bring issues and concerns to the attention of city council members. It is not a debate, and public comment speakers should not expect a back and forth exchange. Council members may ask clarifying questions of the speaker, city staff, or fellow council members. Those attending city council meetings should show the same respect to others that they wish to have shown to them. And for those of you wishing to speak tonight, please state and spell your name and address for the clerk. If you live in a city other than North Olmsted, please state the name of that city and proceed with your comments. You will have up to 3 minutes this evening, and we will start with those who have notified us via the chat. Once recognized by the clerk, please unmute your phone or device and begin your comment. Clerk Taylor, has anyone notified you that they'd like to speak this evening?
Mr. President, nobody has sent in a chat asking to be recognized.
Okay, thank you. I'll give it another 15, 20 seconds for anyone else. Okay, thank you. Seeing no comments from the audience, we will now move into legislation.
Legislation on second reading, Resolution 2022-55, introduced by Mayor Jones, a resolution authorizing the mayor to enter into a contract with Chagrin Valley Dispatch for the purpose of providing emergency dispatch services for the city of North Olmsted and declaring an emergency. Legislation on first reading, Ordinance 2022-62, authorizing the mayor to negotiate and enter into an agreement with the North Olmsted Board of Education to purchase school district-owned real property commonly known as Forest Elementary School and Spruce Elementary School in consideration of $4 million.
Mr. President,
Mayor.
I introduce and place on first reading.
Thank you. So moving into scheduling committee meetings for July 5th, 2022, Councilman Glassburn, would you like to schedule a finance committee meeting for 2022-62?
Sure. The meeting will be handled by my vice chair because I have to abstain on the legislation. But Mr. President, do you have a recommended time for that meeting?
By the way, thank you for the reminder that you'll be recusing. So for your vice chair, I would defer to your vice chair for the finance committee. I believe that would be Councilman Limpert. Is Councilman Limpert still present? If he is, I cannot hear him. So I would say that if it pleases the rest of council, we can schedule a time of 7 p.m. Can I get some head nods or head shakes as to whether that'll work? Okay. I'm seeing a lot of nods in the affirmative, so thank you. So we'll go ahead and schedule.
Mr. President?
Yes.
Just to let you know, we did schedule the environmental control meeting for 7:45 at the last council meeting. So
7:45. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Tell you what, then let's schedule it for 7:15. And, if we happen to run long and push environmental control a little bit later than 7:45, then so be it. Will that work for everyone? 7:15? Okay, sounds good. Is there, I don't believe we had any absences this evening. So with the agenda being completed and there being no further business to come before council, the special council meeting of June 27, 2022 is adjourned at 8:11 p.m.